What's up, everybody? It's Alex, the founder and CEO of Motoroso.com, your dedicated mods marketplace. And today we are at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, this legendary racetrack, and it is a gorgeous sunny day, and we're here for a track day in our mid-engine C8 Corvette. Now, last Friday, we were out at Buttonwillow, and it was over 100 degrees, and we were finishing up development of the KW Club Sport suspension, which is installed here. It's all tuned and ready to go, and so we're gonna get to turn some laps here and enjoy this amazing racetrack. Now, I have turned hundreds of laps at this racetrack and never in a car. My background is in motorcycle riding, so I have turned hundreds of laps on a motorcycle here, but I've never done it in a car, and I'm really excited to see how it feels, and especially in such an amazing car and such a capable track day weapon. Now, this new Club Sport suspension is awesome. It's totally dialed in. It's much better than the Mag Ride suspension was. So predictable, and it hooks up great, and we've got Pilot Sport Cup 2s on it as well. Now, this racetrack, again, I'm very, very familiar with it. I'm really excited to see what it feels like in a car. Going over turn 1 in a bike, it's really, really light. I'm sure that's gonna feel a little bit different in a car. Going into Andretti hairpin, I'm guessing it's a late apex turn, whereas on a bike, a lot of times we double apex that turn. Turn 3 is gonna be really interesting because on a bike, that's the first time you're getting over to the right side of the tire, and when that right side of the tire gets cold after half of the racetrack distance, that can be a little scary because that's a pretty flat turn, and so you're usually tiptoeing it in there a little bit on a bike, and in the car, that's not gonna be the same problem, so I'm guessing it's really quick through there. Turn 4, very high speed. Turn 5, heavy braking zone. Nice on-camber turn, expecting to be able to toss it in there really good. Now, this is a 90 decibel day, and we've got our new MagnaFlow exhaust on this car, hoping not to blow sound. We're thinking it's probably gonna be okay, but if I blow sound, we're gonna have to click it up a gear and do a little short shift so it doesn't get us kicked out of the track day. Turn 6 on a motorcycle has a big bump at the apex of the turn, and that can be a little sketchy. It can really upset the suspension. Again, not expecting really the same issue in this car, and excited to be able to throw it straight through there. The corkscrew is a legendary turn at the top of the hill there, and really excited to see what it feels like in a car, because in a bike, it's crazy. It feels like you're jumping off a ledge. As we go down into Rainy Curve, very, very high speed corner, very easy place to crash on a motorcycle because you can overload the front. So it's important to maintain the balance of the throttle and the speed through that corner. Expecting a little bit of the same in a car because you could probably push or get too much throttle going through there and run off the track in a very, very high speed place. Not what I'm trying to do today. And then turn 10, not too much drama there, but turn 11, obviously very, very low speed corner, the tightest turn on the track. Expecting to be able to go in there in about second gear and hopefully haul ass down the front straight and do it all over again. So really excited to get out on the track. These KW Coilovers, if you're interested in checking out more about those, we've made a ton of other videos. We've got a product spotlight video, a technical deep dive, and the development process out at Buttonwillow with professional driver Brian Heitkotter. Now, if you want to purchase these coilovers, hit us up at Motoroso.com. We've got live chat. 1-833-MOTOROSO is our toll-free line. That's 833-668-67. We've got KW and over 1 million other top name brand products. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe because we got all kinds of great content coming up, including the development of the Brembo brakes on the C8 Corvette, which it really needs because towards the end of the day at Buttonwillow on Friday, we started to roast those brakes, and we're expecting them not to last too much longer today, so we're gonna need a brake upgrade. The Z51 brake upgrade is fine for street driving, but at the racetrack, it's just not gonna hold up. Let's go have some fun. Okay, so we've got our first 2 sessions behind us. In the first session, the track was cool, of course. All the cars were fresh, and the track was still a little bit foggy and a touch damp, so we took it pretty easy, but we did get a full 20-minute session, and then we brought it back in. We had a little bit of fun out there. The cars that are out here are all kinds of different speeds, but everybody was a respectful and awesome driver. This organization, Speed SF, really does a nice job. Now, we forgot to change the settings back to the track settings. So I still had the car in the street settings. So everything was a little bit softer than I would have wanted. So for our second session, before going out, we set the shocks back to that track setting, which was an extra 3 clicks of rebound down and back in. And so for our second session, track was a little bit warmer, I was warmed up, and the car was set up properly, and it felt way better. I mean, like, it was really, really planted. And of course, as you know, I am super, super impressed with this car everywhere I take it. No exception here at Laguna Seca. It's been performing fantastic, and we did a lap time under 150. You know, we're not timing very exactly, but we're just doing sort of a little trackside stopwatch timing, not trying to break any lap records here, just really trying to enjoy the car, feel the car, and get comfortable with it. Now, of course, we leave the hatch here open so that the engine can cool off after each session, but we're also gonna make one suspension adjustment. We're gonna add a little bit of rebound damping to help firm the car up just a touch more. Okay, now when you're making your adjustments to any of your damping controls, one of the most important things to remember is always go in the right direction. Some people do make the mistake of accidentally going clockwise on one side and counterclockwise on the other, and they end up imbalancing the car. Now in this case, we're gonna just add 1 dial in clockwise of rebound damping, which will increase the damping and slow the way that the damper rebounds, okay? So it's gonna go into its stroke and it's gonna come out just a touch slower. Now, there's probably something like 15 to 20 clicks of rebound. I'm not remembering exactly here. 1 click of adjustment on a KW, you will notice. It is definitely a major change. So we're just gonna go in 1. So they give us this little key thing here. You just drop that into the top, and it's pretty clear that's 1 click. Now in this case, we're gonna go all the way around. In many cases, you will make changes on all 4 shocks, but in some cases, you might only make a suspension adjustment front or rear if you're noticing that the front or the back is doing something you don't want it to. But again, you're almost always gonna keep the left and the right balanced exactly the same unless you're way more advanced than I am as far as suspension tuning goes. Make sure you always turn clockwise or counterclockwise all the way around. Don't mess the car up. Okay, things are going pretty good out here. Can't ask for better weather here at Laguna Seca. The car is handling awesome. I gotta say, if you've got a C8 Corvette and you plan on doing any track days or you wanna increase the street performance, you're gonna wanna look at a set of these KW coilovers. These things are solid, and by getting that extra click of rebound in, I felt the car feeling a little bit more planted, wasn't quite bouncing back from the bumps the same way it slowed that rebound. And now what we're gonna do in the next session is test 1 click of compression damping in to sort of slow the compression of the shock, meaning I can probably hit those bumps a little bit more forcefully, and the rebound then will control it coming back. So we'll just see how that feels. That's the name of the game, is getting out here and just seeing how it feels and how it improves my lap times. But overall, car is feeling awesome. Of course, if you want KW shocks, hit us up at Motoroso.com on live chat or call us toll free at 833-MOTOROSO. All right, so we wrapped up our 4th session out here at Laguna Seca, and we only have 1 more session to go. We made that extra compression damping adjustment. The car felt that much better. Honestly, as I was starting to go out, it really felt so tight that I thought I might not like it, but as I got up to speed and as everything warmed up, the harder I pushed it, the better it felt. So really, that is definitely the track setting that I would want for here at Laguna Seca, but for the street setting, absolutely not. It'll rattle your teeth out. So we're gonna have to dial it back before we drive home. Now, the brakes, are gone. They're a huge problem. We did still manage to do 3 seconds faster a lap. We got down to a 1:46, which feels pretty good for me, not having done many laps around this racetrack in a car at all, actually. So pretty stoked about how it's gone. Had a great time out here, beautiful day. We got 1 session left. We're just gonna go out, easy baby it around before the brakes completely go out on us. And of course, in the next couple weeks, we're gonna be heading down to Brembo, getting measured up for a big brake kit. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and you follow along with all the other mods we're gonna be doing, eventually be doing forced induction wheels, the whole 9 yards. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it.